Are you ready for a new month? Let's dig in and do a monthly reset together. Today we are talking about August that's coming up soon, which also means back to school time. And really kind of the beginning of that fall season that a lot of us really love. And it's a great time to kind of reset. A lot of things kind of point to this time of year as the second new year to really finish the year strong. So let's do a plan together for August. Hey, if you don't know me, I am Laura from Practical Productivity, and we make realistic tools for managing real life. All right, so let's talk about the planning process. So to plan a new month, I've been doing monthly goals instead of yearly or quarterly lately. And so when I start to plan my month, I review, kind of see what's going well, what's not, and then I like to do what I call realign. It's review my priorities and look at my calendar. So that was an important step this month because our August is pretty full already, at least the weekends. We have something going on almost every single weekend. So that means that I need to make sure a lot of my weekly tasks, sometimes my cleaning stuff gets pushed to the weekend. I need to make sure there is room for doing that during the week so that I don't get behind during those busy weekends this month. So that is just one small thing that step helps me do. All right, so if you may have seen my notebook planning video, and that's what I do with my monthly planning and goals, at least to start. I like to then digitize some of it so I have access to it on the go. If you haven't seen my notebook planning video, I will link it below. But anyway, so I just start by putting the month at the top, like August goals. All right. So, and then what I do is I'll kind of jot down what we have on the calendar for the different weeks just to get an overview, birthdays, events, all that kind of stuff. And then taking what I learned from those previous steps of kind of reviewing where I'm at, realigning my month, and then I start going through my goals. I like to do just one or two for different areas of my life. All right, so I'm going to start with a home goal, and I'll just kind of write a little header up there, and I am going to put organizing our office space. It's kind of like a spare bedroom and office. It tends to be the space where things just get put to deal with later. I don't know if you have a space like that too, but I'm going to deal with it this month. So organize office. Then I'm going to put health next because my husband and I have some health goals. But this month we are focusing on just getting back to meal prep, especially breakfasts and lunch, is to have those ready to go. So I'm going to put breakfast and lunch meal prep. And then I'm also going to learn to make homemade bagels because my boys and I talked about that, and I think that would be a fun activity for us to do. Make some healthier bagels, homemade. All right, so I've got home and health done. All right, so I'm going to do homeschool next because we homeschool, and this may be something that applies to you. Maybe you're starting up school and need to go back to school shopping, something like that. But for our homeschool, I just want to put our focus down of getting onto a good schedule for the new semester. So, and I'll probably go more into depth on some of these later on, but I like to just have them down so I have a plan for the month ahead. All right, so also other topics that I like to do, family and faith. Maybe you have a small group starting or anything else. Maybe you want to get back to attending church after a break, anything like that. Those are kind of the things I'm thinking through for us, and then also family. I want to make sure we're keeping up with family dinners, and then maybe find some family games, do a game night, or and then thinking through maybe not August, but once the weather gets cooler and we're cooped up more, figure out like a family show that we could all watch together just for some family time. So when I go through this, sometimes I get ideas for further on down the road, but it's all stuff that it's just nice to note down and come back to whenever I need to. All right, so I'm going to put game night under family. And then faith, I am going to put just some things that we are planning on with church. All right. All right, now maybe you have some other categories to go through. I also like to go through and do my August goals for my business. So that is also something I go through when I am setting my monthly goals. So maybe you have a work or business goals to put down. Other categories could be friends. I should put that too. I have a couple people I need to text and catch up with. So as you can see, that's kind of my process to go through those different areas of life and pick just one or two goals that are realistic for the time I have. You'll notice that I didn't schedule a whole lot for August because I reviewed my calendar, and I know with starting back to school and having almost every weekend full that the time is going to be limited. So I think that is something really practical and important as we're planning to really be mindful of how much time and energy we're actually going to have for our goals. All right, so just to recap, we did some August goal setting. I went through by category like home, health, homeschool, faith, family, friends, and just put down a couple goals for each, just one or two, because I knew my time was going to be kind of limited. All right, so how do you plan your month? How do you reset? Some other ideas is to do some monthly menu planning, set your budget. Those are all kind of parts of the monthly reset that I go through. This was just my goal setting portion. So if you want to learn in depth my monthly reset process, definitely check the links below, because I have a little mini course that walks you through the whole thing with templates and everything. All right, so thanks for planning August with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.